Hi there, Loy Machedo. Speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who is Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding? I got this message from a gentleman, young guy, who is in his 20s or 30s in Dubai. And he asked me this question as to, how long should I stay in Dubai? How long should I stay in Dubai? How long should I continue working? When should I leave? And I found this pretty interesting because he had just come down to Dubai just a few months ago. He had a really good salary. He was earning like, I think 8,000, 9,000 US dollars. That's a really good income for a newbie who has just come down to Dubai. But what surprised me was how forward thinking he was. So he asked me, how long should I stay in Dubai and when should I leave the Middle East? So I just evaluated his profiles, checked out his resume, checked his online, offline presence, interviewed him. Then in the end, it just came down to these simple factors. The first thing which I told him is, you need to understand what is the reason, what is the objective that you came down to Dubai. Now, the first thing what you need to understand is anyone who comes down to Dubai or the Middle East, they come down with a singular objective, that is to make money. Yes, there is the career, there is the future, good life, everything, but it comes down to money. Because if you don't earn good money, you can't live a good life. So the first thing was money. So what I told him is, the first you need to evaluate in terms of money, not how much money you're making, because you can make 10,000 or 20,000 or $30,000, and then you can spend 99% and be left with nothing. So the first thing is, how much money are you actually saving? So that is the first question. The second question that you need to ask yourself is your own personality, your own behavior patterns. Is it disciplined or is it not disciplined? Like, for example, there are so many people out there whom, even if they earn 20,000, 30,000 US dollars, they will spend it all. So if you're the type who likes to spend a lot of money, who likes to enjoy his life, keep buying toys, expensive stuff, showing off with the neighbors, wanting to show other people you're as good as them or richer than them, and you're not disciplined enough to the point where you're constantly buying stuff, sales, or you're taking loans, credit cards, then it doesn't make sense wherever you work, because at the end of the day, you're not going to have anything. The third thing that you need to keep in mind is you need to be very realistic with regards to your career. Now, what you need to keep in mind is the Middle East is a racist economy where they have special preferences for, number one, their own citizens, that is the Arab locals. So the topmost positions will be always reserved for them. The second level is the fascination. The fascination that people have for the white skin or the white passport or the Westerner. So, even my friends who are like Indian businessmen, they have always told me, especially in the construction industry, banking industry, when they go for a meeting, when they are called for high-level delegation meetings, they are always impressed if the person who is representing the company is a white skin, let's say an American or British or an Arab local, in comparison to someone from the East. So they always prefer to have someone who is white skin, or so the higher level management, they prefer to have someone who is white skin or Arab local. So if you're looking to grow and your career path has reached a stagnation point, then you cannot grow. The next thing what you need to keep in mind is I think you need to consider other factors, like for example, your wife, your children. Is your wife working? How much is your wife earning? How many children do you have or you're planning to have? Because if you do not factor into all these bits, and it's an expense, you cannot survive. Like this guy, he is single, and he's planning to get married, which is nothing but an added expense. And then he's planning to have children, which is again another added expense. And I told him very easily, 60% of your savings will be eaten up to support them or your income. And then I think last, if not the least, I think you need to ask yourself the longevity in the country. Keep in mind that if you leave your country and you go to work in another country, the experience that you get is valid only for that country. Let's say, for example, you worked in Kuwait. If you go back to India or Pakistan after being years and years in Kuwait, um, the experience is null and void. People in back in India or back home, they would say that you don't have any experience working in the local market. You worked abroad. This market is different. The people here are different. The environment is different. So they'll not accept you. And the sad, unfortunate thing is in many countries, they consider people who leave, the citizens who leave their country and go to other countries to work as traitors. So keep this in mind. So this is exactly what I spoke to him and shared with him. And this is what I would tell you also. So if you're planning to leave, if you've already in another country and you started your life there, keep in mind that there is a price to pay. There's an opportunity cost. The more you stay in a foreign country, the more your experience in your home country becomes null and void. You lose your contacts, you lose your connections, and as time goes on, progressively, you'll not be welcome back. In fact, one last thing I'd tell you is, remember, as you grow older, there is a point after which, even if you go back to your country of origin, they're not going to take you back, or you'll be too old to be given a worthwhile job. So these are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I always read them. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like it, put a thumbs down. This is me signing off for now. Take care.